Thank you for watching BlaXit. Please subscribe to our channel BlaXit, smash that like button and share everywhere.
BlaXit family, BlaXit family, BlaXit family. I hope that you are well today. You're joining us in the beautiful sunshine in Africa. We are currently in the beautiful, beautiful Gambia on the smiling coast of West Africa. And today, if you've not watched BlaXit before, BlaXit is all about our coming home. Yeah, our coming home. We left the UK and we came to Gambia to live. We've been living here permanently for over 2 years and we absolutely love it. And we want you to love it too. So we're talking about today fencing. What is fencing and what it's all about. So I'm doing my own project and our own project is here in Gambia, and this is a farming project that we're doing in conjunction and with support from our agro specialist and agricultural specialist Adama, and I'm joined by Kafre as well, and of course Peter, who's always here with us with the BlaXit mobile. So why are we talking about fencing today, and why is it important? So this land was bought for agricultural purposes. So today we're going to be talking about different styles of fencing that you can do, especially for your agricultural land. So as you can see, I will be showing you what kind of mesh fence we're using in conjunction with these sticks. It's called a live fence. And so today I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about why should people choose a live fence and what is a live fence.
Live fence is a single row of trees that is protecting an area owned by a farmer, okay, in order to prevent the intrusion of stray animals. So the reason why live fencing is coming is maybe for farmers and other people who don't have that much facilities or any techniques to do certain things in order to able to do their farming correctly. That is one. When you get these sticks, they are easier for cement. You go to the bush, get these sticks, come and then demarcate your area and get the mesh. Mesh also is cheaper than the cement, which you will just come and then cover your area, and then it will block the intrusion of stray animals. Then when you come to the planting of the live fence, it depends, your choice. There are other ones, they are thorny species. If you want it to be very rough, you can plant the thorny species. Thorny species also you have different types that you can use. Especially you can have Malifera, you can have the Zuzuvis Mauritania. All those types are used for live fencing, but they are very rough. Okay. But when you want a simple live fence, you can also use certain food crops or fruits like cashews and mangoes in a way that they will all be growing on top, but on the bottom they'll be covering this mess. As time goes on, even this mess, you will not even count this mess because the trees will dominate the whole mess. Because as you are treating the fence, you are taking the branches inside, looping it inside the holes. Later on, these branches will develop and then eat all this mess. Even after 2 years, even a truck cannot penetrate the place. This is why live fences, most people keep it very nicely, and then it encourages fresh air. You'll be getting fresh air.
Nice.
You see? And secondly, you will also have an environmental friendliness. Anybody coming around will love it because it's all green and it's shady. You don't get too much heat, you know.
Yeah.
You will see different type of birds, different type of insects that you miss for years. You will start seeing them, butterflies. You know, when you add maybe some colorful flowers inside, you know, so you get different type of animals and insects coming over. All those are part of the importance of this live fence, and you can also be medicinal purposes. You can use it for medicines. You can also use it as for income, like these cashews. You can sell the nuts. You can also make wine out of the cashew poles.
Yes.
You see, people are doing a lot of things. You can also dry the cashew.
Yes.
During dry season, even rainy season, you can be chewing cashew. You have already made it as a dry cashew poles. So all those are important. You can also use it as woods to sell people. Every year you have to trim it, bring down the branches, dry them, and then sell them to people. Then your fence start continuing up. It's ever since and all the time evergreen.
So
Thank
I
you.
love that. So it's also a form of income, sustainable income. It's also environmentally friendly. And at the same time, you know, by planting cashews and other lovely flowers, you help to encourage nature and sustainable plants and flowers, encourage butterflies and rare birds and so on. So not only are you going to be planted in this farm, you know, there's also going to be other things. So what is your idea for this project? Because you're guiding us, so we're following your lead. We think that you should always employ an expert who knows about these areas. Very important that you employ someone who is an expert when you come to the Gambia or any other African country, someone who knows the terrain, who knows what they're doing. And of course you've studied and you have advanced yourself in this area. So I'm not questioning his expertise at all. I'm just taking his lead. So what do you suggest we plant here and what should we do here? You said that we should put a store here and some other things. So explain what we're going to do, because we're going to film this as we're going along, and what we should do with the termite mounds as well. So,
Well, the plan here, you can do different things here because the land you can divide it. And normally in a garden you have to divide it into 4 sections. That's why you need to have a cross road so that you can have easy movement, access to different corners of the area. Then each portion or plot, you can have another design. You can have sweet potato on one plot. You know, you can also have another plot, vegetables with mixed crops, vegetables. Then the other one you can be putting there watermelon. Then the other section you can maintain fruit trees only. The other one you can maintain ornamentals, that's flowers. So, and still now in the gaps between the road paths, there are another section. You can plant up to about 12 different species within these plots, and people can access it and have different things, and there will be a continuous harvesting in the place.
great.
Yes, but each plant you have to understand and the type of seeds you are growing and where to position them. Then concern about these termite hills, one way of eliminating them is to put dead oil inside, make sure any bad things inside it will go out. Then start maybe rainy season, during August, when there is heavy amount of rain, they have already taken a lot of water. You can be still knocking them with hammers or digging them with pickaxe in
Okay.
order to eliminate them.
So if you don't know what a termite mound is, there's one over there.
They are very dangerous because as you see them, you see different holes. Anything can be inside. That's why it's not advisable you just come and attack them, hitting them like that.
Yes.
Yes.
So there's a process. So for anyone who has bought land and has termite mounds on them, I'm just advising you, obviously for your own safety, what to do. So the first thing they do is put diesel or fuel inside, and they burn inside to make sure that any dangerous creatures or anything living inside there leaves it. And then during the rainy season they gradually break it down naturally. So I just want to make sure that you know, you stay safe while you're here in the Gambia, because nature is not our enemy. You know, nature is our friend. Every creature here had a home the same way you deserve a home. Every animal, every insect deserves to be here too. So, and as you know, I'm a tree hugger, and these sticks actually came from our other farm. So we have another farm, and when we were clearing the farm, we used these sticks. So we took this from our second farm and put it here. So when I say eat what you grow and grow what you eat, I mean it literally, because I'm sorry, but the times that we're looking at into the future BlaXit family are perilous. And that's the reason why farming and agriculture has to be a priority for us. Food and water has to be a priority for us. So, you know, having your borehole, having your food on your land is just as important as having your house. Okay? So if you're interested in agricultural land or agriculture, then please contact us on blaxithome@gmail.com. That's BlaXit, BLAXIT home@gmail.com. And if you'd like to invest in a community farm, which is the project that we're working on now, which is the second farm that I was telling you about, then please get in contact. If you'd like to support the community farm, you can via PayPal using the email address bobcollective@yahoo.com, or you can support us via Patreon. And what we want to do on that community farm is to ensure that we can provide food for the village, especially during rainy seasons and times when food is low, so that everybody can eat. So that's the reason why. And the farm is quite a nice substantial size, so we can put many things on that farm. Is that right?
Yeah, and we specialize more in organic than on these conventional practices. We should avoid using of these chemicals and poisons into our lands, into our crops.
Yeah, I think staying organic is important. I know that a lot of local farms and villages still rely on traditional methods, and those crops are safe. The problem that we're having is that sometimes some seeds are imported into the Gambia, and those are GMO seeds. So we're just telling you to be wary of GMO and understand what GMO looks like. GMO is different to organic. So how is GMO different to organic?
Organics, in a sense that you always use different type of things in organic. Like animal dungs, you can be using animal dungs. You can be using compost soil, like the dustbins that you are using. Make sure those dustbins, you have to prepare a compost where you are piling, where you are cleaning into your homes. Make sure all unbiodegradable materials are separated. Sticks, irons, bottles, batteries, nylon bags, all those things have to be separated aside. What you need is only that can be decomposed, and you can add it into your garden. Okay.
So many food.
Yes, that's where the food rubbish and all those things
yeah.
are added. You see?
I see farmers in other areas that are making money from cow dung. They're selling cow dung online. You understand? As a form of fertilizer, and it's a big, big business. And you have many cows here.
Yeah.
So, we should start our own industry selling our own natural fertilizer, organic.
Even this grass, these leaves, you need the sticks, you remove them. You dig a hole. It have to be 3 pits. We call it pit 1, pit 2, pit 3. Pit 1, almost 1 meter by 50. You dig it. You first put wood ash and neem leaves to protect termites into your compost. Then you bring these leaves. You put it on top, put water, bring grass, put on top of it, put water until the pile is full. So after 1 month, you have to move this pit A to pit 2. Then you continue refilling pit 1. Then the next month you move pit 2 to pit 3. Then pit A will come to pit B. Okay? Then the last one you start moving into your plants. It's a continuous process, and you never have dirty things into your place. You are all the time controlling all the leaves, all sort of things. You don't need to be buying fertilizers. That I am advising farmers still now in the Gambia. Why government is coming even sometimes giving them on loan these fertilizers at the end of the rain season. Sometimes rain season fails, and they have a lot of rubbish, cow dungs and other things is within them. You see, much more if you don't have animals, you can use grasses. Yes, these groundnut cells I'm talking about, these millet hulls I'm talking about, this bran I'm talking about is the process that goes with the Bokasi fertilizer. You first have to prepare the FPJ, fermented plant juice, and the IMO, indigenous microorganisms. Each has a process.
So you can do that here?
Yeah, I can do. I've been doing it with supermarket. Paul, his backyard lodge, I am the one who did that. He's the one, and I have been selling the bag sometimes. About this bag of rice, when I prepare it, I sell it for about $800 is those days around Senegambia.
Yeah, I want some.
Yeah, but this one is a very good process, and it goes with sugar, it goes with the tapping of young fruit, of leaves, of fresh leaves, tapping, that's the fermented plant juice. IMO is the brand you have to collect, and 1 kilo of worm casting, worm casting, add worms where they used to be most of the time, the soil is good. That one you have to mix it with the brand, and then you have to mix it. Have to hang it for some days, lift it there, put it in, submerge it in water, add water, almost 7 liters every morning. You have to stir it in the morning 10 times, in the evening 10 times. So within 1 week it will be alcoholic, and then you will see insects and bees will be coming.
Fantastic.
Then that solution, you can store it for 6 months anytime you are preparing that fertilizer.
You add it?
You add it into it.
Okay, well you see, that's why he's our expert. Yeah, he knows far more than I could ever know. So, like I said, I'm not an expert in the field, but I wanted to share some of the expertise that we're getting from Adama. And so just wanted to say thank you, Adama, so much. So I wanted to show you some things that might occur when you're buying your land. So what am I doing? I bought this land as agricultural land. So I wanted to talk about the differences between different pieces of land. Now this is my fencing that I am doing. So I'm showing you my actual fencing on the land. And so this land is, I can't remember the dimensions. Be clever, good if I could, but it's quite a big, obviously quite a big piece of land. And I'm fencing this land using local fencing. The reason why I am is because this is for agricultural purposes. So I'm going to be planting on this land. So this land is mainly to have, there's an estate being built near this land. So I'm going to have a nursery here where people can get really nice plants and so on for their gardens, and also herbal plants and fruits. So I'll be using the entire piece of this whole land, as you can see, from this corner all the way up there to across there to all the way over there. This will all be farmed. So I will be providing ornamental plants for the estate, which is obviously quite a good money-making business. And also I will be having some, plants and some trees for my own benefit. So what am I doing with this fence? So the reason why this is a different style fence is because it's called a live fence. Do you see it? It's got a stick there. It's called a live fence. In between all of these fences will be many trees. So all along the perimeter here we'll be planting many of trees. I'm going to speak to Adama, who's going to explain it to you in more detail. So the whole perimeter will be filled with trees. It's called a live fence. So that way I can benefit from the trees here. So I might have oranges, limes and cashews, and maybe a couple avocados, few avocado trees inside. So what you do, and mango trees inside. But what you do is you put the lower, or if you like, the faster growing trees on the outside of the fence. So we're going to get hold of Adama and I'll do an interview on camera where he'll be explaining the fence to you all. Right now we're just unloading the fencing, which is the green fence, as you can see. We're unloading that's Adama there on top of the car. I'm trying to hurry up to get around. As you can see, he's unloading the green fencing. So the green fencing is what you use. It's called mesh fence. They call it mesh fence here. So they're just loading the mesh fence and keeping it by our neighbours for us. Look at this, lovely. Okay. So this is a typical storeroom that you can build on your land. So this is the green mesh fencing. Each one is 25 metres. So you'll be familiar with this. So this is the green mesh fencing that you would have on your land. So Adama, explain to us the difference between a live fence and a brick fence.
Well, the main difference is, number one, you have an environmental friendliness. And secondly, they encourage also protection of biodiversity. Most of these small animals like birds and all sorts of things will be coming around, which also is a part of life. And the main difference is during rainy season, sometimes many fences get collapsed. And for the life fence, this is natural and it is everything, and it is sustainable. Because if it is heavy water, water will have passage of passing through, and at the same time you planted trees that will defend this mess. And then you will be lopping the branches inside the mess and then trimming the edges up to the level, the height you want it to be. And it can be look like a fence. Whilst you are inside, you can see, you can view outside your compound. But anybody outside can't view inside your compound because all is with green leaves and it is natural. It is all the time, and it also blocks dust. Most of these leaves block dust. And during rainy season also, water never get flooded in your compound because the trees will take as much as possible in that amount of water that should be as a stagnant water in your compound. Like erosion, especially like when it's during rainy season, most compound get flooded. When you have these live fences, hardly it gets happen because trees will take as much as possible amount of water the trees requires. You see. So secondly, when you look at this live fence here, it can also serve as a medicinal purposes. You can use it for medicines. It depends on which type you use it for. You can also be as a cash crop later because as you trim it as a fence, when it grows up, if you want like a cashew, you can leave it now up to spread. And when it's spread, it will be bearing on top. But all the bottom part is all close by the main plants itself. That's why we call it as live fence, and it is evergreen. Then the second important of it also, you can also get fuel wood from it. If you have another project sometimes, maybe you have livestock or you have other, you can also be planting further stuff for as food, for further banking for animals. You can also get that wood if you want. You can make it as a business. Every year you have to trim it before the rainy season. You pack all those sticks and sell them. It serves as an income to you. So these are the main difference about live fence.
Okay, so and is it cheaper?
Yeah.
Is it cheaper than a block cement? You know the block cement fences, the walls.
Yeah.
Is it cheaper or?
Yeah, it is cheaper, but many people don't know it because if you look at the amount of mess you will be spending money on, it will, and plus the plants and the management of that, it's just maybe quarter of the payment of what you are going to spend on cement. Because cement, you need to transport sand, you need to get stones, you need to dig foundation by sections, you know. So you need to pay water when you are in a place whereby there's no water. It is, you know, you have to pay block makers, you have to pay transport for cement, you know, you have to be paying other people, masoners, hiring them there, tileman, all sort of things you have to be doing for other places. So it's a different thing.
Okay, well thank you so much for that explanation. And BlaXit Family, it just goes to show you that the expertise is here. Adama is here, and we will be offering workshops with Adama in the future at the code office in the conference room, so that you can come and get advice from Adama when you're thinking about growing your plants or having your farm, or even having a mini farm in your compound so you can eat what you grow and grow what you eat. So Adama, thank you so much. We look forward to an update and we'll be following your progress regarding the fencing.
Thank you.
Thank you. BlaXit Family, I want to say so much for your support. Thank you for watching, and thank you for subscribing. And if you haven't subscribed, please press that, that bell down there, and then go to all so you can get all of our programs. This is all about BlaXit, which is about your exit from the West to the best, back to paradise, back to Africa, back home to your origins, back to your people, back to the place where we belong. So BlaXit Family, I'm going to bid you goodbye and farewell just for now, because I will be seeing you in the next episode. One nation, one Africa. Thank you, BlaXit Family. Please keep watching and remember, follow your dreams.
Purchase your tracks today. Purchase your tracks today. Purchase your tracks today. Purchase your tracks today. Purchase your tracks today.